Legend of War here, and today we've got a rating you one man Doomstack playing as Tamurkhan the Maggot Lord, going up against 4 full stacks of Endgame Crisis dwarves here from Ironbrow's Expedition. Now I had a bunch of submissions for Tamurkhan the Maggot Lord, and I went with this one because I thought it was the best one of them. It's the best made, had the most effort put into it. Now you might notice that Tamurkhan is on foot, and that's because, and I kind of agree, that going up against this particular enemy here, going on Bubobolos would just mean a huge target. It'd just make them so easy to shoot, especially given that there are goblin hewers here to deal with, and they're very good at hitting a big target. Now, he's still a reasonably big target, even on foot, but he is going to be significantly smaller. Now, the downside of not being on Bubobolos is that we're probably missing out on about 6,000 max health here. Now, he's gotten pretty much every good defeat trait, every bit of equipment that matters. He's got the maxed out Nemesis crown here, which is really good for one-man Doomstacks, because all the penalties here are not that big of a deal when you're a regenerating one-man Doomstack that everybody hates anyway. He's also got the Sword of Cain. I was debating about whether or not to pick one that didn't have the Sword of Cain, but I wanted to choose the absolute strongest Tamurkhan that we could find. He's got the Weird Plate here, which provides 14% ward save, which is the most amount of ward save you can get on an armor item, at least with Nurgle. You can get the Armor of Destiny, which will provide 10% ward save and 5% physical resistance, but ward save is better than physical resistance. And that being said, if we have a look here, he's got 80% ward save and 25% physical resistance, so he's pretty much maxed out with physical anyway. Now, he's got all the defeat traits for the physical resistance, so that's Wurzag, Sigvold, and Archaon, totals to 25%. He's got all the hit points boosting stuff, so Throt the Unclean, obviously the Nemesis Crown, and also wades through gore. So if he was on the mount, it should be about 22,700. And it's entirely up to you which way you want to go about it, but I agree in this situation here that he should be on foot. So let's jump into this battle here. Oh, there's also the banner. I've got to mention the banner. This banner here acts as kind of like an additional bit of ward save, because what it does is, in a fairly large area, 35-meter radius, it reduces the damage from pretty much all sources by up to 20%. So after about a minute in melee, it enters stage 3. And so that acts, it's like stacks on top of his ward save by reducing their damage. Anyway, let's jump in and see how it actually performs. Now, Tamurkhan here is like a double Mortis Engine because of the Nemesis Crown. He's got a Mortis Engine effect in his melee line, which pretty much all Nurgle Lords have. And then on top of that, he's got the Nemesis Crown. So the Nemesis Crown ability, that one's even more deadly because it's a big area of effect and it's super damaging. What you want to do with this character, and I guess all future one-man Doomstacks are all going to have the Nemesis Crown. There's really no downside to picking it. You could argue about picking up the Sword of Cain. That's definitely a valid argument. But as for the Nemesis Crown, making a one-man Doomstack, there's really no downsides for it. Alright, so what we're going to do is wait for their forces to show up. And here we go. So they will shoot at us, regardless of whether we're on or off the mountain. This is on the highest battle difficulty. There's no getting around it, because he's a big boy. Obviously, if you're on Bubobolos, you can close in a lot quicker. But he's just such a big target. It's up to you about which way you want to go about it. Just let them get organized. Definitely would be better for us if we fought in the trees, but we really want to put this to the test because this is a serious one-man Doomstack here. So yeah, let them get organized. Bring all the guns you've got. Because obviously if I attack them right now, they just don't have as much firepower to shoot at us. It would have been in our best interest to charge in over here and attack them here. But yeah, I'm going to give them a chance, you know. I don't think the guy in his situation repeating this would have done the same thing. Normally you wouldn't. You'd choose the ground that's best suits you. But these raiding one-man Doomstacks is really to test them out. Alright. These cannons don't seem to be moving. Alright, that's enough. Let's go. They're mostly ready. Okay, zigzag on the approach. And of course, as soon as they see you, they start reforming, and it's they don't shoot at all. So charge in there. And what we want to do is try to move around as much as possible at first, and just constantly target missile units. Try to get them into a massive blob. We don't even really need to be attacking, because if we have a look here, look at the damage being done from the crown, the corruption of the crown. Then there's also, where's the other one? Pestilent Decay. But the Nemesis crown is, yeah, it's twice as good. More than that even. But yeah, see how they're starting to blob up? The way to get them to do that is just constantly charge into their missile units. Eventually, actually very quickly, they just give up and start going into melee. And as you can see here, they've sort of stopped shooting us now. Sort of stopped shooting us. And you can see here how a lot of shots are missing. If we were on Bubabalos, he would not be missing. They would not be missing.
Cleave and contaminate!
So we can see here, we are just inflicting a disgusting amount of damage very quickly. We are a little bit weak to fire, but at least this fire is physical damage. So it's actually, even though we're, 25% increased damage of fire, it's compensated by our missile resistance. If it was magical fire, like if they were warp fire throwers going up against David, don't know why they're dropping bombs on their own troops, whatever. But yeah, if they were magical fire, they might do a little bit more damage. See here, we're not really taking any serious damage.
With me, Fornagle!
We've also got a potion of healing on here, which there aren't particularly any good enchanted items for a one-man Doomstack, so it definitely could be forgiven for not having an amazing item there. I mean, really, the only thing you'd want is more ward save. And that being said, there's not really a whole lot here with magical attacks. There's that one there, so... Now, if you want to get the most out of this, you really do need to start your campaign as Tamurkhan, because he gets an additional 15% ward save as he completes his objectives with the devotion with his chieftains. Why isn't he using his abilities? Because I don't need to, that's why. Oh, hang on, Nurgle's favored son. This can give us a 100% ward save. Yeah, there you go. 100% ward save. So he's already done 1,500 kills, just about. And that is just because of the Nemesis crown. Now, obviously, the AI is not programmed to be able to deal with this kind of stuff. It never really has been. But if you were to go up against a unit like this, you would not send in half an army at a time. You would send in one unit at a time to pin it down, and the rest of the missile units just mow into it. Because that one unit that you send in is going to die really quickly, and the more units that you send in isn't going to do more damage to him, really. It's just going to do more damage to your army. So the AI is just really bad at dealing with this stuff. That one there, I think, died because of the mortis engine effect. Like, look at this. It's going down so bloody quick. Without Tamurkhan even focusing on these characters. Which maybe he should, because that one's got a magical attack, hasn't he? Yeah, these demon slayers or whatever they are.
Maggot Lord! Strength of the Earth Father!
Huge amounts of melee attacks, so we don't really... Like, I got the Sword of Cain here. Do I really even need to use it? These things die so quickly to the mortis engine effect. Yeah, those ones are doing some damage. Oh, they're doing some. We've also got the Nemesis Crown additional ability here. It's bombardment. Look at this. We are smashing these gyrocopters without even being able to physically hit them. They're also being affected by the banner. Icon of Eternal Virulence. Oh, maybe it constantly cycles. Oh no, It cycles differently on each of the units. Some of them are at different phases of the banner.
Tamurkhan!
Look at that. That's just because of how stinky he is. Man, this guy stinks like shit. Get him out of here.
Naga's favorite! Tamurkhan!
So yeah, Nemesis Crown, super good for one-man Doomstacks. Don't really think we need to do that unless there's... Okay, there are hammerers there, so they got magical attacks.
By my savage spirit!
But yeah, a lot of these shots here, they are not hitting him, where they would have if he was on B-Bubble or C. Even these shots here, they're not hitting him. And that's a relatively close range.
Bringer of desolation!
Let's try this, just to get them to maybe aggro. Yeah, that's it. Just want them to come at us. Absolutely disgusting amount of damage being done. So quickly as well. So I think I've always sort of thought that the spellcaster one-man Doomstacks were better just because of their ability to kill a lot quicker. Whereas in the past, like one-man Doomstacks that were like melee fighters weren't as good just because it took them ages to finish off the enemy. But with the addition of the Nemesis Crown, that really makes all of the old, really durable one-man Doomstacks like Ungram Iron Fist, because he's small. They actually, if this was Ungram, they wouldn't be shooting at us because he's so bloody small. Sorry, short. And he'd actually be able to dish out damage really quickly to, you know, multi into the units without requiring the Sword of Cain. Just try and disrupt them a little bit while we try to close it. Come on. Why are you getting stuck? Come on, why are you getting stuck? What are you stuck on, dude? Come on, move.
Corpse walking, crush them underfoot.
Yeah, loads of missile units left over now. I think we're getting pretty close to our max regen cap. But I also think that there's no more reinforcements to come, so the army losses should be fairly soon. Alright, the AI, they don't want to go into melee with us anymore, they're just using all the missile units. Gotta watch out with those goblin hewers. Could also use this one here. Prefer not to use the army abilities, but this is specifically tied to Tamurkhan himself. So I'm not sure. Maybe I should use them, maybe I should. We'll definitely make using the going up against goblin hewers with these. We're gonna have to deal with them at some point because they're unbreakable. Okay, you need to charge at them really quickly. Come on, don't be disrupted. Don't be disrupted. Come on, move. Let's get away from that. That's gonna do so much damage otherwise. Come on. Oh my god. Okay, so he can get very badly disrupted. I think it's because of the Trollhammer torpedoes. Look at that, we are completely disrupted. I can't move. Trying to give orders. I can't freaking do anything. Come on, dude, you gotta move. Alright, I'm moving. And we took a lot of damage there. Disrupted constantly. None of these other abilities are gonna do anything. Come on, you gotta move.
Walking. Fukes are fighting. This way. Crush them underfoot.
Just get over to where there's loads of units. Go. Kind of surprised we haven't hit our max regen cap yet. Come on, move. Maybe that'll make them rampage. Because honestly, those are the biggest threat to us. Because they do shitloads of anti-large damage very quickly, and if I can't move to get at them, plus going into melee with them, they're anti-large as well. So he's really gone up against the worst enemy he could have gone up against. Just all of these missile attacks. A melee-focused army would have been very easy to deal with. Yeah, there's our max regen cap there.
Forwards, host. This way.
The AI is actually kind of doing the right thing now. Come on. Come on.
Putrefying. Riding on. Making corpses. Slouching onwards.
Yeah, only a little bit more regen left.
Forwards, host.
We have to make sure we're in melee to prevent... Well, actually, to cause the mortar tension effect, but also makes it a little bit harder for them to shoot us, just a bit. There's the army losses. Still got to... Well, is it? Yeah, there's the army losses. Still got to deal with the Unbreakable Slayer units.
This way. A new locus. Death comes. Crush
But we already got these ones off the artillery when we used the Sword of Cain ability. That one we didn't. See how much damage we take when we charge into this. Oh, okay, it wasn't too bad. So yeah, just want to point out, I know that we could have done a lot better if we had fought them over here. The missile units would have been... You know, it would have had a lot harder time getting us. But the whole point of this is to do a test to see how much he can actually handle. And that is a lot. That is a lot of dead dwarfs in a very short amount of time. Short. And Tamurkhan's in pretty good shape. And we didn't need Bubobolos, and I didn't fight it very well. I barely even used any of the abilities. I didn't use these two here at all. Like, those would have been very handy to use on the missile units to pin them down, especially the artillery when they were shooting at us. But I really want to test out just how much he can handle. So in terms of rating this, pretty much a 10 out of 10. Because, you know, it handled 4 full stacks in the most inefficient way I really could afford it. It could have done so much better. So if I had done better, if I had fought him in the trees, because that would have acted like a shield for us, we would have probably ended the battle without any damage whatsoever. And also, all of their artillery probably would have they just wouldn't have been able to shoot at all. I still think that having him on foot, at least in this situation here, was ideal. But you use the mount depending on what you go up against. So if you're going up against something that has no missile attack, then obviously go on Bubobolos. So like vampire counts or lizardmen have minimal amount of missile attack. So I'd go again, use that for that. Just, you know, use whichever mount suits your situation. It's not always the case that upgrading your mount is just a straight up upgrade. It depends on the size of the mount. Okay, so the 3 different criteria was, you know, how strong is it in battle? Pretty much 10 out of 10. How easy is it to make this? Not particularly difficult. I mean, you start off over here, so getting the defeat traits for it was pretty easy. Because the first 2 aren't that far away. So you got Archaon right over here at the beginning. And then if you come along this way, Sigvold over here, pretty easy. Getting to Wurzag is a bit of a challenge, for sure. Getting the equipment, and that being said, you don't even really need the physical resistance traits. It's good that he got it. Getting this equipment is largely just down to luck. I don't think you need the Sword of Cain. Getting the Nemesis Crown is massively down to luck. If we have a look over here as well, he's got the Favored of Nurgle. I think finishing off the devotion of all of your chieftains is pretty easy to do, because once you've got them all, it seems like you get dilemmas that just give you, like, just shower you with favor, so it's pretty easy to finish off. And doesn't really need to do anything more than that. It's very easy to use. So yeah, it's pretty much a 10 out of 10 Doomstack. If you want to do that, one-man Doomstacks are not for everyone, but it's really interesting to see how they perform. Anyway, that's the end of this one. Let me know in the comments below what you think, whether or not you think that Tamurkhan should have the Sword of Cain, whether or not you think he shouldn't, whether or not he should have been on a mount or not. Let me know your thoughts. Anyway, that's the end of this one. Appreciate you. Thanks for sending this in. I had a bunch of submissions. I want to thank everyone that sent in a submission, but I thought this one here was the most interesting scenario, because he really went up against the most dangerous enemy that Tamurkhan could go up against. If we went up against, like, vampire accounts, that would have been so easy, because they can only go into melee. All the damage that was done to us was entirely due to due to all those very dangerous missile attacks that were shooting us for the majority of the battle, especially the second half of it. Anyway, see this one. Appreciate you, and we'll see you next time. Later, guys.